Shut the f*** up. You're broke. You're broke. You're broke. Nobody cares. Buy a Gucci t-shirt. It says Gucci, Gucci. So you have me, who is particularly eloquent. Well, he's rich. I'm like, yeah, I know. I didn't say he wasn't rich, dummy. I'm saying he knows something about the world I don't know. You know what I find amazing about crypto? When I was making millions and millions of dollars for crypto, I never sat there and tried to convince anyone else. Crypto guys can't help this. I'd sit down at a table. Let's say Bitcoin had just pumped and I made $20 million. So I go, what do you think about Bitcoin? I go, buy it if you want. That's it. You ask a crypto guy about Bitcoin. Now I'm talking to someone with over 1,000 Bitcoin. If someone asks me about Bitcoin now, I have over 1,000. Someone says, what do you think about Bitcoin? I say, you can buy it if you want. It's an investment. That's the end. Ask someone with 1.4 Bitcoin about Bitcoin. Oh, whoa! The money's a scam because of the blockchain. Nakamoto, Satoshi. Shut the f*** up. You're broke. You're broke. You're broke. Nobody cares. Buy new shoes. Your shoes are all dirty. Tie your shoelaces. These losers have so much to say and no money. I don't understand. Why are you trying to convince someone else to buy Bitcoin? You have no money. Go get a job. Get a job. I don't know. I'm someone with loads of crypto and someone goes, what do you think about crypto? I said, do what you want. Because if I tell them to buy and it goes up, they won't give me any money. And if it goes down, they'll cry their eyes out. So why am I even talking to this person? Nothing to do with me. You do what you want. Make your own decisions. You're a full-grown man. And I said, bro, you see that? And he goes, yeah, what about it? I said, doesn't that piss you off? I must be about 16. He goes, why? So this dude has 400 G's for a car, 400 grand. I'm walking 4 miles to college because my mom hasn't got any car. He has 400 grand. Do you think he works a job? Do you think he's fucking behind a counter somewhere? He knows something about the world that I don't know.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, he's rich. I'm like, yeah, I know. I didn't say he wasn't rich, dummy. I'm saying he knows something about the world I don't know. And I was intrigued and it angered me. I couldn't sleep for weeks. I was pissed off. Every time I saw somebody with genuine money, I understood that everything I was being told and taught and they were trying to make me believe just simply wasn't true. I was like, this is bullshit. None of these people are getting these things by following the path that the system is trying to make me follow. Yeah. Nobody, and everybody intrinsically knows this. If you go to if you're at a BP, you're at a petrol station, and I pull up in my Lamborghini, nobody goes, wow, he went to school. Yeah. He studied hard.
Right.
Do they fuck? They're like drug dealer, gangster. And they do that because they know that the easiest way to amass wealth is to break the rules, because the rules are not designed to allow most people to make money. You can make money within the rules, of course you can, but most people don't. Most people who follow the path work, consume, die. That's it.
Yeah.
So I always knew the same thing as you, and I knew there had to be another way. I knew that just working for money was a paradigm that wasn't true. And then you understand making your money work for you, and you understand delinking your time from money. Yeah. You start learning to understand these things, but eventually you build a system and you build an ecosystem like me. I have 60 or 70 people work for me all around the world, and things just happen and money just kind of appears as long as everything's well organized. They must have pattern A type of person who is worth $11.59 and pattern B type of person who is worth $9.22. How do we make the pattern B people act like the pattern A people? What do they do different? How can we change the algorithm or the app to make the pattern Bs be more like the pattern As so we can make more money? If the goal of a business is forever profit, they want a forever survey, and they want an ideal customer. And if they understand your patterns of behavior, they must be trying to influence your patterns of behavior. The next logical extension to that is we're living in a world where not only are we being spied on with absolutely everything, every single thing we use is trying to change us and change how we think and change how we act.
Could we argue that's how you make your hundreds of millions, changing people against the matrix to the free
100%. So you have me, who is particularly eloquent and concise.
Concise is one thing you are not.
Compendious. I'm good at talking, but now we have machines doing it. So we're talking about the future and AI. People say, what do you think about AI? I think AI is going to change how we all think and act. I'm not worried about what the machines are going to do. I'm worried about what you're going to do. You as a person. I'm worried about what the people are going to do when the AI becomes good enough to truly turn the pattern Bs into the pattern As. How do we make all the people who understand the truth believe Andrew's a human trafficker? How do we make people believe the news again? What disaster do we need to come up with? What words do we need to type in which order? In which order do we have to show them the different articles for it to be a logical continuation in their brain for them to come to the conclusion we want them to come to? I'm not worried about what AI is going to do on its own. I'm worried about what it's going to do to all of us. Because that's how they're making money now, is by surveying us and controlling us. And yeah, I'm one man with a mouth, and I'm pretty good. But to compete against machines into the future, I'm only going to lose.
What were some of the other jobs, if you don't mind me asking, that you had? You fish, sales?
So yeah, I worked in the fish market for a while, which was fun, but it was very physically intensive, and I was training at the time. I wanted to become a kickboxing world champion, so I decided to get an easier job. I got a job as an IT technician at my own school, at my old school. I was 17 then.
You went to college?
No, I did go to college. I went to college in England, but I'm not sure how it matches up with the American educational system. So
sure.
I finished high school at 16. I went to college 17 and 18. When I was 18 and I finished college, I went back to my old high school and worked as an IT technician, but I got fired for sleeping with one of the students.
Was she hot?
Very hot. She was 16, I was 18, I got fired. And then I got fired from there, and then I went and got a sales job.
How did sales sharpen you? Because one of the common denominators of some of the most successful people in the world has always been sales. I did door-to-door sales.
Yep.
I used to work selling solar. I later worked at Tesla, and it was always in sales. And it sharpens you to a whole new level. How did sales?
I think the best salespeople in the world are double glazing salesmen.
What is that?
Windows double glazing salesmen.
Why is that?
I think that must be the hardest sales job, because if you sell cars, for example, somebody turns up on the car lot and they've turned up at the Audi dealership because they have a degree of respect for the Audi brand and they maybe want an Audi, and you have to convince them it's better than the BMW and make sure they can afford it and sell them the Audi. Okay, fine. But if you're going to sell somebody windows, they don't have any. They already have windows in their house. You're not turning up to some crack den with no windows. So firstly, you have to make them want the windows.
Right.
That's the first thing you have to do. You unsolicitedly knock on someone's door and say, I'm here to give you windows. And they're gonna say, I have windows, I don't want windows. And then you're gonna sit there and convince them that they need windows. And then once you've convinced them of that, you have to convince them to choose you over all your competitors and spend thousands and thousands of dollars, $20,000 or $30,000 replacing plastic and glass that they already had in their walls. I think that'd be a very hard job to do, and I think that would make you a very good salesman. Whenever I see a brokey, where was I? I was in, I think it was Miami, and they had one of these Bitcoin conventions or something, crypto things, and I was in my blacked out Escalade with my private security with their guns, of course. And I knew what was going on. I was like, just pull up outside. We're driving around Miami. We pulled up outside. And I just sat there for like 5 minutes watching the people going. Imagine this. Imagine you're watching this right now and you're a Bitcoin dork and you went to an event in Miami about a year and a half ago. You might have only been a few meters away from Top G. I might have been watching you. You were walking in and out and I was sitting in that black Escalade looking out the tinted window. I just looked at all these people and I just thought, man, loser, 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 loser. Let's go, guys. Losers.
So that's a no, yeah? That's a no.
Sorry, crypto Twitter. You know what the funniest thing is? I'm not done with these nerds. Funniest thing is this. The best thing a crypto dork could do if he made money would be invest in himself. Because he's a nerd with money now, right? So like, look at Zuckerberg. He's doing jujitsu, he's training. He's realized that money cannot make up for all his obvious deficiencies, so he has to invest in himself. The problem is crypto's made them money so easily. They're not used to struggle or hardship, so they're not even gonna be able to invest in themselves. If I was a crypto dork and I made money, I would message me, Andrew Tate, and say, I'm a loser, but I'm super rich. I'll pay you $1 million a day to teach me how to speak like you, and teach me how to fight, and make me train, please. But they haven't even got they're not even smart enough to look at themselves in the mirror and realize that's what they should do with the money. You know what they'll do with the money? Buy a car, buy a Gucci t-shirt, says Gucci, Gucci. Then they'll buy an NFT so they can brag to their other nerds. I've got the Bored Ape 3.2 board. Bro, get a life. Then they'll hire some hookers, sniff some coke, then they'll spend it all. Then they'll try and gamble again, losers. If they would have invested in themselves, at least they'd become somebody. Upgrade your character in the video game of life. We're living in a simulation. Upgrade your character, become a superhero. As the levels of life go on, the bosses get harder and harder to beat. That's why you have to upgrade your character. That's the whole point of it. No. Nerds. I will never launch a crypto ever for that reason, because I don't want to have anything to do with these dorks. Also, another reason, I'm not done.
I'm not stopping you.
When you have hundreds of millions of dollars, you're not interested in these super huge pumps. Super huge pumps are for brokies. I'm happy to buy Bitcoin and make a 10% return. If I put in 100 million and make a 10% return, it's fine. Why would I take a risk? The only reason these people want to turn $100 into $1 million is because they're poor, which means they have to take the biggest gambles. I don't need to gamble. I'm Bitcoin ETH, I'm done. I don't need to gamble on this junk. So I will never launch a coin. I will never sell out my fans. We have the real world, which will teach you how to make money for real. We have the war room, which will give you the masculine brotherhood you need to resist oppression. That is it. I don't need to launch anything.